Have you ever felt like the world was against you? Like no matter how much effort you put in, things just don't seem to work out the way you hoped? Maybe you've been praying for guidance, seeking answers, but all you're met with is silence. In those moments, it's easy to feel abandoned, to wonder if Allah is even listening. But what if I told you that in those very moments of struggle, Allah is actually guiding you in ways you may not yet understand? Life is full of uncertainties, and as humans, we often look for clear, immediate signs that things are going in our favor. We want instant results, clear directions, and obvious blessings. But Allah's wisdom operates beyond what we can see or comprehend. His guidance doesn't always come in the form of grand, unmistakable miracles. More often, it arrives in quiet, subtle ways, through doors that close, unexpected delays, a sense of peace in chaos, or even a hardship that later turns out to be a blessing in disguise. The problem is, when we don't recognize these signs, we risk feeling lost, questioning our faith, or even giving up on our prayers. Allah reminds us in the Quran that He is closer to us than our jugular vein, that He knows our struggles, our fears, and even the silent prayers we whisper in the depths of the night. But guidance from Him doesn't always mean getting exactly what we ask for. It means being led toward what is truly best for us, even when we don't see it at first. Sometimes, that guidance is disguised as rejection, redirection, or even pain, but it always carries a purpose. In the moments when you feel lost or confused, it's important to remember that Allah is never absent. He is always at work in your life, shaping your path, removing what is harmful, and preparing you for something greater. But how do you recognize His guidance? How do you distinguish between a random coincidence and a clear sign from Allah? That's what we're going to explore. There are certain signs, subtle yet profound, that indicate Allah is working in your life, even when you can't see it. Once you learn to recognize them, you'll realize that you've never been alone, and that every step, every struggle, and every unanswered prayer is part of a bigger plan, one designed for your ultimate good. There are moments in life when everything seems to be falling apart. You had your heart set on something, a job opportunity, a relationship, a business venture, and just when you thought it was within reach, it slipped away. The rejection letter arrived, the person you cared for walked away, the deal collapsed, or the door that seemed so promising suddenly slammed shut. In those moments, it's natural to feel disappointed, frustrated, or even heartbroken. You might wonder why Allah would allow something to be taken from you when you wanted it so badly. But what if that closed door was actually a form of divine protection? In the Quran, Allah reminds us, but perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you, and Allah knows while you know not. This verse is a powerful reminder that what we perceive as a loss may actually be a blessing in disguise. Sometimes we are so fixated on what we want that we fail to see what is truly best for us. When a door closes, it is not always a punishment or a failure. More often than not, it is Allah redirecting us away from something that is not meant for us, something that may have harmed us in ways we couldn't foresee. Think about a time when you were devastated over losing something, only to later realize it was the best thing that could have happened. Maybe you didn't get a job you desperately wanted, but later, a better opportunity came along. Maybe a relationship ended, and at the time it felt like the worst pain imaginable. But down the road, you met someone who truly valued and uplifted you. These moments are not coincidences. They are signs that Allah is guiding you towards something better, even when it's hard to see in the moment. When things don't go as planned, instead of dwelling on what was lost, shift your perspective and ask, what is Allah trying to teach me? Every closed door forces us to grow, to reevaluate, and to trust in His plan. It may not be easy, but it is a reminder that Allah sees what we cannot. He knows what lies ahead, what is best for our hearts, and what will bring us closer to Him. Patience in these moments is key. It's natural to feel frustrated, but faith is about trusting Allah's wisdom, even when it doesn't align with our immediate desires. What may feel like rejection is often redirection. And sometimes, the very thing you are asking for could be what's preventing you from receiving something far greater. By learning to recognize closed doors as divine intervention rather than misfortune, you begin to understand that Allah's guidance is always at work, even in moments of disappointment. The key is to surrender, trust, and believe that every no from this world is leading you to a far greater yes from Allah. There are times in life when everything seems to be crumbling around you. The stress of responsibilities, financial struggles, personal losses, or emotional turmoil can feel overwhelming. Yet, in the midst of all that chaos, you suddenly feel a deep sense of calm, a tranquility that doesn't make sense given the circumstances. It's as if something is shielding you from the full weight of your troubles. That feeling, that unexplainable peace, is not random. It is a sign that Allah is guiding and protecting you. The Quran reminds us of this divine reassurance, and we made their hearts firm and strong with the light of faith when they stood up and said, "Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth." This verse speaks of how Allah instills strength and peace in the hearts of believers, especially in moments of difficulty. The world around you may be turbulent, but if your heart is at ease despite the challenges, know that this is a gift from Allah. It is His way of reminding you that no hardship is greater than His mercy and that you are never alone in your struggles. This feeling of unexplained calmness often comes when we are sincere in our reliance on Allah. When we truly believe that He is in control, the anxiety of uncertainty begins to fade. Instead of being consumed by fear of the future or regrets of the past, we find solace in knowing that whatever happens is part of His plan. This peace is not something that can be found in material possessions, worldly success, or even other people. It is a state of the heart that only Allah can grant. Many people have experienced this kind of tranquility during some of the hardest moments of their lives. A person going through financial difficulty may suddenly feel an overwhelming certainty that things will be okay, even if there is no immediate solution in sight. Someone grieving the loss of a loved one may find comfort in the belief that Allah's wisdom is beyond human understanding. A person facing uncertainty in their career or personal life may still feel a deep-seated confidence that they are exactly where they are meant to be. This is Allah's way of guiding you through hardship, strengthening your faith, and reminding you that true peace comes from trusting Him. It does not mean that problems will disappear instantly, but it does mean that He is carrying you through them. When you feel this calmness, embrace it and recognize it for what it truly is, a sign that Allah is with you, easing your burden in ways that go beyond what the eye can see. Have you ever been struggling with a difficult decision, feeling lost about what to do next, and then suddenly, an answer seems to appear out of nowhere? Maybe you randomly come across a verse in the Quran that speaks directly to your situation, or you hear a lecture that addresses exactly what's been on your mind. Perhaps a friend offers advice that feels like it was meant just for you. These moments are not coincidences. They are signs that Allah is guiding you, sending you answers in ways that may not always be obvious, but are deeply personal and meaningful. Allah's guidance often comes through subtle means, and it requires a conscious heart to recognize them. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "I have left you with two things. You will never go astray as long as you hold on to them, the Book of Allah and my Sunnah." This hadith is a reminder that the answers we seek are often already within our reach, but we must be willing to look, listen, and reflect. The Quran and Sunnah are filled with wisdom. And sometimes Allah places certain verses, hadith, or lessons in front of us at the exact moment we need them. There are times when you may be contemplating a choice, unsure of the right path, and you suddenly feel a strong pull in a certain direction. It could be an inner conviction that grows within you, a dream that leaves a lasting impact, or a sequence of events that seem too perfectly aligned to be accidental. These are all ways in which Allah communicates, gently steering you toward what is best for you. However, guidance does not always come in the way we expect. Sometimes it is through hardships that we are redirected towards something better. Other times, it is through the people we meet, or even through the mistakes we make. Every experience carries a lesson, and if we are attentive, we will realize that Allah has been speaking to us all along. Recognizing these signs requires mindfulness and sincerity. When you find yourself searching for direction, make dua, ask Allah for clarity, and then pay attention. Notice the recurring messages that keep appearing in your life, the wisdom that seems to come at just the right time. These are not mere coincidences, but divine nudges guiding you toward what is right. Trust that Allah will always provide the guidance you need, even if it comes in ways you least expect. All you have to do is be open to receiving it. Waiting is one of the hardest things to do, especially when you have been praying for something with all your heart. You may have been asking for a new opportunity, a change in your situation, or relief from a hardship, yet nothing seems to be happening. The longer the wait, the more doubt starts creeping in. You wonder if your prayers are even being heard, if your efforts are being wasted, or if things will ever get better. But what if the delay is not a denial, but rather a sign that Allah is preparing something better for you? In the Quran, Allah reminds us, "And be patient, for indeed, Allah does not allow the reward of those who do good to be lost." This verse is a reassurance that patience is not just about enduring the wait. It is about trusting that Allah's plan is unfolding in the best possible way, even if you do not understand it yet. Every delay has a purpose. Sometimes what you are asking for is not yet ready for you, or perhaps you're not yet ready for it. Allah knows the right time for everything, and if something has not happened yet, there is wisdom behind it. Think about how often in life you have looked back and realized that certain delays were actually blessings. Perhaps you were praying for a specific job, but when it did not work out, you later found an even better opportunity. Maybe you were hoping for a particular relationship to work, but after some time, you met someone who was truly meant for you. These are reminders that what may seem like a frustrating delay is often a form of divine protection or preparation. Patience in these moments is a test of faith. It is easy to believe when things are going well, but true trust in Allah is demonstrated when you continue to have faith even when things are not going according to your plans. Instead of questioning why something is taking so long, shift your perspective and ask what Allah might be teaching you through the wait. Is He strengthening your faith? Is He giving you time to grow? Is He redirecting you to something better? The key is to remain steadfast, continue making dua, and trust that when the time is right, everything will fall into place in a way far beyond what you imagined. Allah never forgets the prayers of His servants, and no sincere effort goes unnoticed. What is meant for you will come, not a moment too soon or too late, but at the exact time Allah knows is best. There are moments in life when something unexpected prevents you from being in a certain place at a certain time. Maybe you missed a bus, only to later find out there was an accident on that route. Perhaps you were about to trust someone, but something deep inside urged you to walk away, and later you realized it was the right decision. Sometimes things happen that we don't immediately understand, but in hindsight, we see that we were being protected from something we could not have foreseen. These moments are not just luck or coincidence, they are signs of Allah's divine protection. Allah promises in the Quran, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Indeed, Allah will accomplish His purpose." This verse is a reminder that when we put our trust in Allah, He takes care of us in ways we may never even realize. Protection does not always come in the form of obvious miracles. Sometimes it is in the small, seemingly insignificant details of our daily lives. The rejection that broke your heart could have been a shield from deeper pain. The delay that frustrated you could have been the reason you avoided an unseen danger. Every step you take is already accounted for by Allah, and He is always watching over you. There are many moments when we are unaware of the dangers we have narrowly escaped. A missed opportunity may have saved you from future hardship. A person walking away from your life may have spared you from betrayal. A job you did not get may have prevented you from an environment that would have drained your spirit. We often see only what is immediately in front of us, but Allah sees the full picture. He removes what is harmful, even when we think it is good for us, and He redirects us toward what will serve us best in this life and the next. Recognizing Allah's protection requires trust and gratitude. Instead of questioning why something did not happen, reflect on how many times you have been saved from things you were unaware of. Every closed path, every delay, and every inner feeling urging you away from something could be a sign of divine intervention. Even when you don't see it, Allah is there, shielding you in ways you may never fully understand. The key is to trust that His wisdom is greater than what you can perceive, and to have faith that everything He withholds is for your ultimate well-being. There are times in life when help arrives from the most unexpected places. You may be struggling with a problem, feeling completely alone, when suddenly someone steps in with exactly what you need. Maybe a friend offers support without knowing what you are going through. A stranger extends kindness at the perfect moment, or a financial relief comes just when you are about to give up. These moments are not random acts of luck. They are signs that Allah is orchestrating events in your favor, providing for you in ways you never anticipated. Allah promises in the Quran, and He will provide for him from sources he never could imagine. This verse is a powerful reminder that help does not always come from the places we expect. We may think that our solutions lie in our own plans, our own efforts, or in the people we rely on. But Allah's provision goes beyond human expectations. He can place the right people in your life at the right time, open doors you never even knocked on, and create paths where you saw none. There are countless moments in life when we receive exactly what we need without even asking. It could be as small as someone giving you advice that shifts your perspective, or as life-changing as a sudden opportunity that alters your future. The help may come in different forms: a person, an opportunity, an idea, or even just an internal strength that allows you to endure. The key is to recognize that none of it is accidental. When you look back, you may realize that every challenge you face came with some form of unseen assistance, even if it was not obvious at the time. Trusting in Allah's unseen help means understanding that you are never truly alone in your struggles. Even when it feels like no one understands what you are going through, Allah is already setting things in motion to provide for you. Every hardship carries with it a form of divine support, whether it is strength, resilience, or unexpected aid. When you feel lost, remember that Allah's help can arrive in ways you never predicted. Stay patient, keep your faith strong, and know that relief is always closer than you think. Difficulties in life can feel overwhelming, leaving you questioning why you have to endure so much pain and hardship. It may seem like no matter how hard you try, challenges keep coming, testing your patience, your strength, and even your faith. But what if these struggles are not meant to break you, but to shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and closer to Allah? What if every hardship you face is actually a sign that Allah is guiding you toward growth? Allah reminds us in the Quran, "Indeed, with hardship will be ease." This verse is not just a reassurance, it is a promise. Every trial you go through carries within it the seeds of something better. Growth often comes from struggle, just as a seed must break open before it can sprout into a tree. Challenges refine your character, deepen your understanding, and teach you lessons that ease cannot. Without hardship, you may never discover your true strength, your resilience, or your ability to overcome what once seemed impossible. Some of the most life-changing moments come from experiences of pain and struggle. Think about the times you have been tested, whether through loss, failure, or uncertainty. Now look back and see how those very moments led you to become stronger, to make better choices, or to turn to Allah in a way you never had before. Sometimes, it takes being stripped of comfort to truly appreciate what matters. Sometimes it takes hardship to bring you closer to your faith and remind you that your ultimate reliance should be on Allah, not the world around you. Trials are not punishments, they are opportunities. They are signs that Allah is molding you into someone capable of handling greater blessings. If you are facing difficulties, know that they are not without purpose. Allah is strengthening you, preparing you for something greater, and guiding you toward a better version of yourself. The key is to trust the process, to remain patient, and to see every struggle as a chance to grow. Hardships are not signs of abandonment, they are signs of transformation. Allah does not test those He does not care for. Every challenge is a sign that He is still shaping you, still guiding you, and still bringing you closer to where you are meant to be. Life is full of moments that make us question where we are headed and whether our prayers are being answered. It is easy to feel lost when things do not go as planned, when hardships persist, or when the path ahead seems unclear. But the truth is, Allah's guidance is always present, even when we do not immediately recognize it. His signs are woven into the fabric of our daily lives, appearing in the form of closed doors, unexpected peace, subtle nudges, and unseen protection. The key to finding comfort in His plan is learning to recognize these signs and trusting that every moment, whether easy or difficult, is part of a greater purpose. When a door closes, it is not rejection, it is redirection. What you perceive as a missed opportunity is often a blessing in disguise, shielding you from harm or leading you to something far better than what you had imagined. When you feel an unexplained sense of calm in the midst of chaos, know that it is Allah granting you inner peace, a reminder that you are not alone in your struggles. When you come across a verse, a hadith, or words of wisdom that seem to speak directly to your heart, understand that guidance comes in many forms, often arriving just when you need it most. Patience is one of the most powerful expressions of faith, yet it is also one of the hardest things to practice. Waiting for something you desperately desire can feel like an unbearable test, but delays are never without reason. Allah's timing is perfect, even when it does not align with our expectations. What is meant for you will reach you at exactly the right moment, and every delay is an opportunity to grow in trust and reliance on Him. Protection is another sign of His presence, though it is not always immediately obvious. There are countless dangers, hardships, and setbacks that He shields you from every single day. Some you may recognize, but many you will never even know about. Then, there is the unseen help that arrives just when you need it most. Whether it is a person, an opportunity, or an unexpected solution, Allah provides for His servants in ways they could never imagine. And finally, there is growth through challenges. The very hardships you wish would disappear are often the ones that make you stronger, wiser, and more connected to Allah. Struggles refine your character, deepen your faith, and prepare you for greater blessings. Without them, there would be no personal transformation, no deep appreciation for what is truly important. Recognizing these signs allows you to navigate life with a renewed sense of faith and gratitude. Instead of feeling abandoned during hardships, you will begin to see them as a part of Allah's guidance, leading you towards something better. Instead of feeling frustrated with unanswered prayers, you will learn to trust that Allah's wisdom surpasses human understanding. No matter where you are in life, know that you are never alone. Allah is always guiding, protecting, and providing for you in ways seen and unseen. All you have to do is open your heart, trust in His plan, and recognize the subtle yet powerful ways He is working in your life. If you found this video beneficial, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Islamic Insights for more content that strengthens your faith and deepens your understanding. May Allah continue to guide, protect, and bless you on your journey. Until next time, stay steadfast, stay grateful, and always trust in His plan.